It was a little over 9 years ago when I boarded the small plane at the Memphis airport. Exhausted and confused, I found my way to my seat and sat next to a young man sitting next to the window. Since I had a few minutes before takeoff, I pulled out my cell phone and dialed the number of my cousin, Deborah. I was looking for answers. I was returning from Memphis after having visited my brother, Mike, in the hospital. He was in very serious condition because his liver had stopped working. After pressing the doctors, I got them to confirm for me that he indeed had cirrhosis of the liver, a fatal condition. On the plane, I pulled out my notes, and when Deborah answered, I shared with her all of Mike's lab tests and medical information. As a clinical pharmacist at the hospital of the University of Alabama, Birmingham, she was able to give me a better understanding of what was going on within Mike's body. I hung up with Deborah, still confused and unsure of what to expect next for Mike. The young man next to me then hesitantly spoke to me. He said, "I don't mean to eavesdrop, but it sounds like you know somebody going through liver disease. My mother just went through that." And for the next half hour, we shared stories, me giving him more details about my brother, he sharing the struggle that his mother and his family had just gone through a few months prior before his mother passed away. When the conversation had run its course, he said, "I don't know if you're a religious man or not," to which I said, "Yes." And he said, "Well, I believe this is not an accident that we're sitting here together. You needed me to tell you what to expect moving forward, and I needed you to help me understand that my family and I are not alone in going through this. This is God at work." And I absolutely believe he was right when he said that. Some people may say that it was just chance or coincidence that we were seated together, but I believe otherwise. Some of you may have heard me tell that story before, but I've shared it with you again this morning because I want to discuss with you how God works in our lives. Is life just a bunch of random events, a huge game of chance, or is God there all the time, operating in his own way? Is coincidence guiding your path, or God's hand?